Hi everyone, let's talk about First Class, which I've just finished a full two-player playthrough for. If you'd like to see the game in action, it's all in that video, linked in the description. This is just what I think about it if you're interested in that. So First Class is a game that I picked up at my first S, and I think it's 2016. It has lasted that long. I should tell you, yeah, I really like First Class. I really like the speed of it, the simplicity of, all you're really doing is taking a card from the display. You're taking 3 cards per round, and it's as simple as that. But inevitably, as the game starts going on and on, the combos start to come in. You can start to include, a bonus from this can ricochet into this, and I can spend a coin to get this extra thing. And especially during the scoring rounds, and especially at the very end of the game, all of these massive chains of things can kick off, and it is so satisfying when they do, and when you can just about manage something that you didn't think you'd even be able to get close to. There are ways of getting what you want. It's not as always as straightforward as just, oh, well, I need to get a card that upgrades this train carriage. Or, well, no, why don't you get the one that gets you coins instead, and then you can upgrade the train carriage that way? Or maybe you can do it with an end game card. Just rushing to get your train bigger can give you a load of bonuses. There are loads of different ways that you can go. And yeah, it's not as straightforward as just, oh, well, I'm going to go into extending my route and making that really big this game and make and get all my points from that. Well, the bonuses that you get, depending on the modules that you're using, and depending what your particular configuration is, the route that you end up with might reward you really well with extending your train. Or maybe it's going to let you keep moving your train forward. So you need then, unless you want to waste your train movement, you need then to keep getting route cards. And are you giving up on cards that are too good because of that? The card selection system is really nice as well, that when cards equals the number of players from each row are gone, then the row is cleared. So it's a tricky thing at all player counts as well. It's a tricky thing trying to gauge, unless you're playing solo. In solo, it's still a tough decision, but you're getting 1 from each row. That's set in stone, so you can factor that into your decisions. But as soon as it gets to 2 players or more, you're starting to think, well, I'd really love these 2. Maybe I'll get both, depending on what the other person's doing. Which one is most important? Because maybe if I can't have both, I don't want either of them. So there's always that kind of tension on what you want and what you're leaving for the other person as well. If you're seeing that they just need train movement to get to this perfect point, or they're going to get a postcard to double up their route again, maybe you need to take that, or you need to take something. It's not just about taking the thing that is going to be useful for other people and, oh, it's useless to me. Maybe you just need to take something else from that row. And there's always if there's nothing great for you, maybe being first player would be the best option, and you still get a couple of coins, which is halfway to an endgame card. It's worth a couple of points. Mixed in with all that, I know there are a couple of mini expansion modules that I don't have still, and I think they're hard to get now. There are a couple of extra modules, but there are 5 in the box. One of them, there are variants, I think, for it to be worked 2 players, but I didn't hear great things about it. It's a Murder on the Orient Express module, which is thematically, I'm interested. I never heard very good reports back of people that played it, though, at the 4-player counter, so I never investigated. But even just with the 4 other modules in the box, mixing and matching them makes for a wildly different experience. And it always depends on what order the cards coming in, where they arrange themselves in the rows. But depending on what they are, there's the contracts module favors, or it gives you a lot of conductor movement. The passengers and the celebrities, well, you're going to want somewhere for those to go. The switches can make a difference as well, give you bonuses that go in the middle between the tracks here. It's the routes are a lot more attractive when these postcards are out, doubling up all the bonuses that you're getting from them. It's of course depends what you and all of the other players do, but it can give you a bit of an incentive at the start to go and get started. And yeah, it's very, very easy to learn. It is still, even with the bigger turns at the end, it's still a very quick game. 20 minutes per player on the box, I'd say that's about right. The solo mode, it's great that it's there. I said this a little bit at the end of the playthrough, but yeah, the tension of the picking it's still there a bit. It's better with more people, because yeah, there's the potential to get more from a row, and you are thinking, oh well, this would be great for me, but oh no, I can't let them have that. That's of course missing in the solo, but it's great to still be able to go on a similar journey and go through all these combo laden turns as the game goes on and work out what's best to do, what's best with the configuration of modules you've got. A lot of that is there, but for a beat your own score system, even if you keep playing with the same modules, depending on how those rows organize themselves, how the cards just come out, and which four don't come out, it could potentially make a big difference to your potential score, which is fine when you're playing multiplayer because everybody is at the mercy of that same thing. But if you are comparing yourself with scores of other games, then yeah, that's it's less relevant. But also, yeah, it's mainly about the experience of playing it rather than actually beating your own score, for me anyway. But yeah, really like that it's there, especially since Rachel, I played pretty much all of my games with, does not like First Class. I don't know why. I don't know if I think when we played it way back when, if just combos weren't coming off or not much happened. Which yeah, if you arrange things incorrectly, well, I'm not saying she did. It's like 5 years ago. I don't even remember. But yeah, if you do end up in a situation where it can feel like you haven't done anything, especially if towards the end of the game you haven't got coins and you haven't got roots and things, there aren't as many things to trigger bonuses. So you want to have something on top of just getting upgrades and putting new carriages, although that can lead to bonuses as well. Yeah, you can get put in a situation where, not that it's hard to catch up, but where you do need to do like some groundwork earlier on in the game. Like getting all of the train movement is fine, but you've got to spend all of your actions getting these routes and figuring out what you're going to do with all of these bonuses once they come to you. It's not a game of rigid planning and I know exactly what's going to happen. For me anyway, often it's a lovely surprise that, oh, and that leads to this and this leads to this, and it's a really great feeling. But yeah, for whatever reason, it's always been. She can't remember why at this point, but there's a lingering memory of Rachel's not interested in playing this at all. So it's great that it's got a solo mode as well. But hey, the playthrough is there, and you can see it in action and see whether or not you'd be interested in seeking it out. I don't know if is it hard to get at the moment. I don't know that it is. I think it's still fairly available. If not. If it's out of print at the moment, I think it's not one of those really, really scarce games. It's language independent as well. Mine's a German version because that's all they had at the Essen that I went to. You just need some English rules. Everything else is language independent, I think. But hey, that's it from me. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you for the next game. Bye, everyone.